Good morning friends. Today I am going to explain how to solve the numericals related to voltage joint. So various numericals are there. Out of that, very interesting numerical I am going to take, which will gives you idea to solve any kind of numerical. Now this is the numerical. There are 5 volts are there. I have given the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and distance they have given. The data, all the data is given. So first of all I will have to check whether it is eccentric loading problem or unsymmetrical or uneccentrical loading problem. So from that you can say that it is eccentrical loading because the distance has given 20, 20 and 50. Now we'll have to check the type. It is load acting parallel to the axis of volt or perpendicular to the axis of volt. Now load is acting parallel to the axis of volt, so parallel axis volt theory we can use here. Now first step is always, as I told you, the given data. The structure mention all the things. I have written the given data, shear stress they have given. Now step 1 will be to find out the primary force. For that I have made free body diagram for understanding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 volts. The primary force we have acted that it is a force acting which is opposite to the direction of load. So I have mentioned everything is opposite with respect to volt P1 dash, P2 dash, P3 dash, P4 and so on. Now the CG almost at the center, so but we cannot predict that at what radius or at what height it is at center. So for that purpose we are using x-axis and y-axis for calculation of this x bar and y bar, through which we can calculate the CG as we have seen in the previous lectures. So for that I made the CG calculation, that is x bar, x-axis distance. So for that case I have taken x and y-axis. So this is y-axis, this is x-axis. If I consider x-axis, I can say 30 is the distance, then 70, then addition. So each distance 30, 70, each volt distance I have taken from x-axis. After adding this, I will get x-axis is 40 mm. It indicates that it is situated, CG is situated x-axis 40 mm from this. So here somewhere. So I made the line at this point. Then what will be the y-axis distance so that I can get the CG. So y bar is equal to, again I have to take, this is the reference line. Then y-axis, this is 0, 0, 50, 50, 50. That is divided by number of volt, 5. So by this I will get 30. So it indicates from 30 distance the CG will be there on 40 from horizontal line. So this will be the CG calculation. I got CG from this. This CG is helpful for calculating movement, that is P into eccentricity. Eccentricity is 80 plus 30 plus 40. That will be the eccentricity. Now step number 2, to calculate the primary force. Now primary force is equally distributed every volt, so that it is equal, P1 dash is equal to P2 dash is equal to P3 dash is equal to P5 dash is equal to P by number of volts. Total load applied 40 kN divided by number of volts 5. By that, step 3 indicates that P1 double dash, primary force for secondary force for first volt, P1 double dash is equal to P into E into R1 divided by R1 square plus R2 square up to number of volt, that is R5 square. So R1 is nothing but the distance from CG to respective volt. This is 1 number volt. So this will be calculated P1 double dash. Secondary force for second volt, third volt, fourth volt, fifth volt. It is not possible all the time to calculate all the forces of secondary for each volt. Because suppose if in the exam they have given the 10 volts. So it is not possible 10 times we made the equation. So for that always remember that after reading the structure you understand that whichever be the nearer volt. So now in this case, as per my notation, 5th number volt is nearer to the load. So that volt having maximum stress. So that only design you will get answer correctly. So that design suggests you that what will be the diameter of load, diameter of volt you can use. So for that purpose I have taken 5 P5. 5 number volt secondary force is equal to, again, P into E into R5 divided by R1 square up to R5. By that I will get 38 point something Newton into 10 raised to 3 Newton, this much load. You can see that P1 at this point 30 point something is get, P5 38 point. So maximum load is maximum stress coming on the nearer volt which is situated to nearer to the load. Now tan theta phi. So for 5th volt I can take this theta, this vertical distance 20, this horizontal distance 40. So by that way tan of theta 20 by 40 I will get theta phi. So this required for resultant. Now step number 4 is to calculate resultant. It is not required to calculate each resultant of each volt. As I told you, the volt which is nearer to the load applied, as in this case the fifth number of bolt as per my indication is nearer to the load, so that we can design, that is having more stress. P5 resultant is equal to square root of primary force of resultant square plus secondary force square plus twice of primary force into secondary force into cos of theta. By this way we can calculate resultant. So after this, tau is equal to maximum shear stress developed in that fifth bolt P by area. So here resultant P5 I can write, that is maximum stress occur. So P pi by area, pi by 4 dc square, area is, so dc is 28 point something. After this, if I use dc by 0.8, this will be the standard, I will get 35.9 mm. So I can say that M36 is bolt suitable for 40 kN load, and that will sustain the load. And applicable, this bolt M36 is applicable to every number of bolts we can use. So by this way we can solve any kind of numerical related to threaded joints. Thank you.